Government have announced they will extend the temporary reduction in the general fuel levy. I'm joined now by eNCA business editor Devan Murugan, who's having a busy day earlier unpacking those unemployment numbers. Now, as you left the studio, we got a statement, Devan, from the department, the National Treasury Department and Mineral Resources and Energy Department. A bit of good news.
It's good news, and I think that the lobbyists have probably worn this around. Just remember the fact that this happened in April when the finance minister came out and said that there will be a reduction in the general fuel levy of R1.50. That deadline of that relief was supposed to end today. And we just got the statement from Treasury saying that there will be a continuation of that relief of R1.50 off the general fuel levy, and that continues for the month of June. What happens from June to July, that relief gets a bit smaller, 75 cents, and then tempers off as we head into August. But I think the fact that we have R1.50 off the general fuel levy for the month of June is a relief. I must warn you, though, that prices go up likely at midnight tonight. We haven't had the actual price of petrol or adjustment going. What I have been told by this statement is that the reduction of R1.50 will continue, Bradan, in June.
But what we can speculate is that that R4 that we were everybody was worried about and speculating about, with this R1.50 less, it won't come to that. Though we will face an increase in this month.
Look, it's going to help businesses a little bit. You fill up your tanks, your trucks. It's going to make a huge difference. In fact, let me put that question to Wayne Duvenich from Outer. He joins us now. Wayne, thanks very much indeed. So, I mean, it's what you've been lobbying for, and it's materialized. R1.50 continues to go off that general fuel levy for the month of June. What do you make of this announcement? I believe you did look at that statement by Treasury this afternoon.
Yes, we did. So first of all, it's very welcome. It doesn't stop the fact that there's going to be an increase. The DMRE will announce that it's probably going to be close to R1.80, I think. We'll have to see. But this does cushion the blow, because it would have been a massive increase. And I think the minister's hoping that things will stabilize a little and be able to ease this clawback of this levy reprieve over the next few months. So first of all, we've got to welcome it. I mean, this is unprecedented. Never before has ministers decreased levies to cushion the blows and not increase them in the annual budget increase as he did in February. So this is a good thing, but we are still not out of the woods as far as the high prices of petrol in this country.
Yeah, there is a flagging statement in that remarks released here. The fact that, look, this is going to have an effect on the fiscus, because it was those reserves where they've got the money from initially to give us that 2-month relief of R1.50. Now we've got a situation where the finance minister is saying, we'll give you the R1.50 back for June, but it's going to impact on the fiscus.
Well, sometimes, you know, a crisis like this is good for government to start looking at itself internally. We know we have a bloated government. We know we have a government that overspends, that misspends through maladministration. There are corrupt issues. We are overpricing so many things that we are buying. And this gives the minister an opportunity to start tightening the belts of government. They should be looking at finding the savings for the citizens. We're an overtaxed society. We know that. We do not get bang for buck when it comes to taxes spent. And I think this gives the minister an opportunity to look at his colleagues in cabinet and across all sectors of government and say, find the savings, not short-term, long-term, zero-based budgeting, go deep, and let's see if we can keep this levy or this pressure that is on the fiscus. Let's see if we can ease that pain for longer-term benefits to citizens.
Wayne, it's Dan Moyane here. Thank you very much for your time and joining us. Yeah, in the statement, though, to be fair to the two departments of Mineral Resources and Energy and Treasury, they do make the fact that the economy will need to adjust to this new reality. It is indeed a new reality that has been worsened, whether we like it or not, by the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which is just escalating.
Yeah. Yeah, look, geopolitical forces are not news to us. You know, we've had oil at $130 a barrel in July 2008. Petrol was only 10 Rand 70 per litre back then. And the reason for that is the Rand was a lot stronger, just below 8 Rand a dollar. But the taxes that are now 10 Rand before we buy 1 litre of petrol, we're already paying 10 Rand a litre. Back then was only 3 Rand 50 odd. So that's our reality now. And by government adjusting these levies, which have been pushed up well above inflation over the last 15 years, is the right thing to do. Eventually, this perfect storm catches up with them, and we have this difficult situation. So if we can bring back those taxes, if we can strengthen our Rand, geopolitical forces start to reduce over time, we should see petrol back at the 17 Rand a dollar, and that's what we need for this economy.
You know, Wayne, I'm just wondering, when you look at the structure of our fuel price, it includes different levies. It looks to different levies, Devan, as well as you know, and one of them, some people are believing now that, thinking that it's unnecessary. The road accident levy is 2 Rand odd. I can't remember the price. That is one of those levers that the government could, in the short to medium term, pull out of the fuel price. What are your views as outer?
Well, we know that it's a levy that has been increased a lot, well above inflation, because they've been throwing money at a problem instead of fixing the road accident fund. We must remember the beneficiaries of road accident fund are people that are injured in accidents. You cannot leave them in the lurch. But there's a lot of misspending, overspending, corruption that's been taking place there. That house needs to get itself in order. There are ways to take that out of the fuel levy, but it was put there for the right reasons, because trying to apply a third-party tax, another tax disc that is going to be managed differently, you don't get enough people into the net. But if we apply good insurance practices, if we get that house in order, we can reduce that cost by, we believe, another 1 Rand or so. But that's going to take time, and government has to have the appetite for the political appetite and the will to put in professional management into running the road accident fund. We don't know how to manage it from a government perspective.
Okay.
Wayne, it's Devan again. As I let you go, later on in that statement, there is a mention, and this is my final question, the fact that the DMR, they say, will remove the 10-cent demand-side management levy. And that will kick in, I suppose, and I can't really see it, but I think from June or later on in the year.
From the 1st of June.
Already we are starting to see some of those levies drop down, albeit by a minimum amount. Wayne, what's your take?
Yeah, well, that levy, that fee should have dropped some time ago. It's outdated. There's an excise duty of another 4 cents. There's a couple of others. I think if they really look at those additional levies, they could probably take out another 40 cents or so. But that's not the big stuff. The big stuff lies in the fuel tax, in the road accident fund, as we said, and the petrol levy that goes to the retailers has increased by 13% on average for the last 15 years. We've allowed that to escalate far too high. So there's a few areas, but that's good news that they are revisiting the whole entire petrol price makeup so that we can take out these unwarranted and outdated levies and taxes.
All right, Wayne Duvenage, I'm going to let you go for that board meeting. Thanks very much indeed for stepping out and talking
thank you, Wayne.
to us. And there you have it, Brad, and at least some sense of good news today.
Yeah, but picking on, just before you leave, Devan, picking on part of what is going down, that management levy, the demand side management of 10 cents, I'm looking at the statement from the 1st of June 2022, the DMRE will remove that one. Yeah. And it also says, after a review and consultation by the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, it is proposed that the basic fuel price also be decreased by 3 cents per litre in the coming months. Yep. So there's another little bit. Yep. And you put them and you join them together. But as Wayne says, they might not go beyond 40 cents. The big stuff is sitting in the road accident fund and that general fuel levy, where we are getting some relief for this month of June of 150 again.
And where will we know what a big difference this makes? Well, according to this statement, in about an hour's time, the Department of Minerals and Energy will announce the fuel price, the actual fuel price
We're still waiting for that.
So that's expected, Dan, in about an hour's time.
So as soon as you know, please don't be shy. Come back again and tell us what is the new fuel price per item. Unleaded 93, 95, diesel and illuminating paraffin. Those are key for us. Thank you very much, Devan Murugan, our business editor at eNCA from the Money Desk, as we call it. That's the breaking story. We tried and get some initial reaction from out there, welcoming the announcement by government of the extension of the fuel levy, temporary reduction in the general fuel levy by another R1.58 again for 1 month of June. Don't get too excited, because from July to August, it will only go down by 75 cents. But there are a number of other small bits and pieces that the government has decided to let go from the fuel price. So watch this space, and shortly we will tell you exactly what will be the new price at the pump from midnight tonight.